Grandstand bettors, what is going on? Your boy is back. The Cleveland Guardians are in an AL Central title race. I guess you could call it that. We are here with the Kansas City Royals on this Friday night baseball. But we are back and we are ready to go. I have about, 15, 16 more Guardian games scheduled here in the next couple months. I put my content calendar together. We're going to live stream Guardians all the way up to September and then hopefully in October. So welcome in, friends of the channel. Glad you could be with me on this Friday night. Hope everybody had a fantastic July 4th. But let's get down to the nitty-gritty here and let's talk about our Cleveland Guardians and what they're doing right now. And it's not great. It's 1 week decent, 1 week horrible. And yes, that has something to do with playing, some of the better teams, as we did face the Braves earlier this week, and now we have an easier matchup with the Kansas City Royals. But who knows? We're the Guardians, and we can screw anything up if we put our minds to it. So let's go over the lineups real quick. I'm a little disappointed. Before the break, I decided, you know what? Bo Naylor's coming up. He's going to suck. He has sucked. He got a home run off of a guy who had never thrown in the majors before. So I'm not going to give him too much credit. Yeah, he got a double yesterday, but okay. Again, a blind squirrel's going to find a nut here and there. So I'm a little disappointed. He's not in the lineup tonight, Bo Naylor, and he does have 18 strikeouts already. He's batting like $150, something like that. So lineup tonight, 1 through 6, kind of what we've grown to know here on the season. Kwan, Rosario, Ramirez, Naylor, Bell, Jimenez. And then tonight, Fry, you would think if you saw his name in the lineup that maybe he'd be getting the start at catcher behind home plate, but he's not. He's getting in right field tonight, and Straw in center is the 8th spot, and Gallagher is going to get the start tonight in the 9 hole. Royals, they're a bad team. I'm not even going to go through their hitters. The only one you should worry about really is Witt Jr., Salvador Perez in the 3 hole, and maybe Prado in the 4. But other than those 3, it's pretty dismal. And if you're a Kansas City Royals fan, I am sorry, but your life is going to get harder as the year goes on here with this Kansas City team, which really, ever since they won that World Series, has just been a downward spiral. So we are going to start here in just a few minutes. Bally Sports talking to Carl Willis on Aaron Civale, who will be the starter. Let's talk about the starter the Guardians will be facing first. It is going to be Mr. Daniel Lynch. The guy is 2-3 on the season with a 4.14 ERA and a 1.23 whip. The guy's only started 7 games on the young season. His splits, if you look at it, he's not great at home. In fact, he's pretty bad. He's got an ERA over 6 at home. Not sure why he feels more comfortable, but actually, I kind of do know. Those youngsters, there's a lot of pressure in those home ballparks. This guy goes on the road and throws straight fire. He's got a 1.89 ERA in 19 innings pitched on the road, and he's only given up 4 earned runs compared to the 15 he has at home. Now, I will say this, he's not an overpowering pitcher. He's not going to strike too many people out, only 28 strikeouts over something like 40 innings or something like that. So I don't see him doing anything today in the terms of overpowering us. The question is, will the Guardians be able to hit? We'll talk about Aaron Civale for a second as well as he gets a start. Don't even get me. I'm just glad Cal Quantrill did not have his start when I was live streaming, because that guy absolutely just shit the bed his last time back to start against the Braves. And I know the Braves have a good offense, but I mean, come on, man. You could have given me a little bit more confidence that you're back in the rotation. Anyways, if you guys are coming in, say hello, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button. Glad you could be here on this Friday night, getting ready to start. Let's talk about Civale here, who's going to be taking the mound in just a moment or two as they're waiting for the official run out on to Progressive Field on a beautiful Friday night, nice and sunny. Civale, 7 games started, 1-2. On the season. Why did I mess that up? Oh, on the season, he is 3-4, 15 games started. This guy has around a 3 ERA kind of overall. Not bad on the season. If you want to look at his splits as he jogs out to the mound, number 43 there, taking the mound first, and nobody's coming behind him. You're going to need a defense. There they go. They're starting to straddle out there. At home, he has not been good. So the opposite of what Lynch is on the road. He's bad at home. Lynch is bad at home too, but I don't know why Civale's not good at home. He's more of a veteran pitcher compared to Lynch. 4.50 ERA in just 24 innings. He's got 19 strikeouts, so almost one per inning there. So I don't know what his deal is at home. Let's hopefully we get off of it and he has a good outing. What's up, Billy Joe? I am back. It feels like it's been a month. Almost. It's been about 3.5 weeks or so since I had my live stream. I think it was on June 12th, my last live stream for the Guardians. But a lot of things going on. We had the 4th of July. I've been setting up a new YouTube channel, Edging a Win. That is going to launch here in just about a week and a half. It's just solely focused on soccer. So if you're a soccer fan, head on over to Edging a Win and make sure you subscribe. But we're talking baseball tonight. Quan, Straw, Fry in the outfield. Ramirez, Rosario, Jimenez, Naylor around the horn, and Gallagher is there behind the plate tonight. I'm a little disappointed we're not live streaming with Bo Naylor. I'm sure in the next 15 or so scheduled live streams that I have, we will get that opportunity to make fun of him. But Brennan Miller's behind the home plate calling balls and strikes. Civale looks warmed up, and I think we are about ready to get started here on the corner of Carnegie and Ontario, and Civale is going to face a bad lineup. If this game takes 4 hours, the Guardians pitching staff did not do their job. I'm going to also talk a little All-Star tonight, the All-Star game, and who went from the Guardians. I'm gonna tease you right now. I don't think Clase is deserving to go to the All-Star game. I really don't. I know some stats back it up. I just don't think Clase is a good enough reliever to go to the All-Star game. I think actually why he was chosen is because others aren't as good in the American League. So Civale, first pitch to Garcia, and that is swung on and grounded right to second base. Quick throw over, and there's one down already after one pitch here tonight. That's what I like to see. Let's get that started. I'd love to see a nice little, maybe a 6-0 Guardians win. Civale goes 7. We don't even have to bring Clase in. I'm not dealing with that bullshit that he brought on Sunday. Let me know your thoughts, guys, on Clase. I'd love to know your thoughts if you think he's deserving to be on the All-Star game. I personally don't. But he does play in a watered-down division and, other than the Eastern division, kind of a watered-down AL West as well. So, 1-0 pitch here to Witt Jr., the second batter for the Royals. He swings and fouls that one right back to the screen, and it's 1-1. If you guys are coming in, smash that like button. First time back in 3 weeks. Glad you guys could be here. Would love to get 30 likes today, so make sure you smash that like button. Civale, the 1-1 to Witt. That's in there. Nice breaking ball at 80 miles an hour. Took a little something off that, and it is 1-2. This is the Civale that I want to see tonight. I really want to see this guy. Sets and delivers the 1-2 up and in at 94, and it's even at 2-2. Also, Civale, kind of like Bieber, is a quick pitcher. He is going to work very fast to these hitters. We've already seen it here. 5 pitches in, 1 out, and a 2-2 to Witt. Swung on, that's ripped to left field, and left center, and Miles Straw's going to come out and take that from Quan. So 2 outs. 2 outs here in the top of the first. And listen, I'm not saying the Guardians are a great team, but I will preface this. Good teams, they beat bad teams. And if you're facing the Royals, you got to take care of business. You really just have to take care of business. Salvador Perez, the 3-hole hitter at 248 on the season, takes one in there for a strike. It's quickly 0-1. Excuse me. Let's go. Also, I'm excited. In a few weeks or so, I think just in time for football season, 0-1 pitch. Swung on 0-2. I'm getting a standing desk. I've wanted to stand during these. I hate sitting during these. I want to stand. So I'm buying a new desk that hopefully will get here in a few weeks, and that'll be good to go for Cleveland Browns season, which, yes, right around the corner, guys. Can you believe the Cleveland Browns play their first preseason game in less than a month. It's nuts, right? Absolutely nuts. The Browns play in less than a month. Oh, it's crazy. Absolutely nuts. 1-2 pitch coming up to Salvador Perez. He takes a timeout, steps out of the box, thinks to himself, why do I always stay on a bad team? Although he does have a World Series ring. He should have got out of Dodge, though, a long time ago. Civale sets, shakes a couple signs off. Gallagher presses a little more buttons. Civale says, no, I don't like that one either. He keeps shaking his head, and finally the set and delivery, and that is in the dirt, and a bunch of theatricalness for nothing. So Gallagher is going to go out to Civale. I'm not sure if they were just on a different page or if something's not working there with the signal calling. Civale I'm not sure he got that off in time. Close. Either way, it is a 2-2 count with 2 outs here in the top of the first. Let's go, Aaron. Come on, buddy. Let's do something. 1, 2, 3. How many times have we live streamed where we can't get a 1, 2, 3 inning? And we're going to get one there as Civale gets the outside corner and rings up Perez looking. And that is a 1, 2, 3 inning. And he is now my favorite guy right now because he can get things going and get us. I don't know what inning it is. There we go. It's not bottom second. All right, let's see here. Bottom first. There we go. So we go to the bottom of the first, and it is zeros on the board. Billy Joe, I am going to do preseason games. Let me pull up. Since we are at a break, I'll tell you the rest of my Guardians schedule, and I'll tell you I put it out for the next year. All my live streams for the next year I went through over the last couple days. So I'm going to do Guardians tonight on the 7th. I'll be back next Friday. Guardians Rangers on the 14th. Then I'll be doing Guardians Pirates. That's a Monday, Tuesday, 17, 18. I will be then doing Guardians White Sox on the 27th, 28th, 29th of July. Then the next one after that, the next live stream will be Hall of Fame game Browns versus Jets. I'll be doing that that's August 3rd. The next day I'll be doing Guardians versus White Sox. The 8th of August, Guardians versus Blue Jays. I'll be doing Browns versus Commanders on the 11th. I'll do Browns versus Eagles on the 17th. Guardians Tigers on August 18th. Guardians Dodgers on the 22nd. 26th of August, Browns preseason versus the Chiefs. That's their last one. And then I will finish up the Guardians live streams with 4 games against the Twins. The August 28th, 29th, and September 4th and 5th. And then we're right into the regular season of NFL. And then, yeah, I'll be doing all Browns games on Sundays, the Monday night games, and the Thursday night games. So it is about to get busy here in the Grandstand Bettors household. Also, I'm going to try to live stream a couple of USA Women's World Cup matches. We'll see. That's on the slate as well. So, bottom first here, standing in is Stephen Kwan facing Daniel Lynch. And he checks, or I thought he was going to check his bunt. It was a high pitch, but he ends up bunting that over the net on the first base side and into the stand. So, an errant bunt there. Not really sure he wanted to bunt that pitch. It was up by his eyes. Probably he's going to swing away at this point. So, Kwani, 266 on the season. As I mentioned at the beginning of the year, he's kind of regressed. We kind of saw that coming. Swings and misses there on a 91-mile-an-hour fastball, and it's 0-2. 92 hits is tied for 7th in the AL. That just tells you with a 266 average how little the AL's hitting. There's Kwan on the ground to second base. That is thrown over, and there is one out here in the bottom of the first inning. Kwani's like kind of a streaker. He'll have a week and a half where he's just on fire, and then he'll go a week and a half where he's just not doing anything. So one out, and due up is our friend Ahmed Rosario. This guy, again, if he could just be a little bit more consistent, I think it's going to be something special. He drills this one into left center. That's going to get down. It's going to be one-hopped and barehanded by the center fielder. 1-out double for Ahmed Rosario. Let's go, baby. If that's what we need from this guy in the 2-hole, get some runners on for Jose Ramirez. Let's go. So a 1-out double in the bottom of the first inning. Ahmed Rosario takes it all the way out to the blaster advertisement there on the big green left wall. And that is going to get a runner in scoring position with less than 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Jose Ramirez coming up. Rosario, a good lead at second, and that is up high to Ramirez. Now, it is important to get people on in front of Ramirez, but when you do hit doubles like this, unfortunately, it does leave a base open, so I wouldn't assume they're going to throw over the middle of the plate. Ramirez, the 1-0 to him, it's up high and outside again, 2-0. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Ramirez takes another one up and away, and it's 3-0. And I would assume, if I was the Royals, I would just walk the guy with Josh Naylor coming. But last night, Ramirez and Naylor went back-to-back jacks. So maybe he's not the guy that you want to face either. 3-0 pitch out. 4 straight balls at the exact same spot up and away. And there's runners on first and second here with 1 out in the first inning. This is what I want to see. Let's get out. The Guardians last year, when they were good, got out to leads early and held the lead. The problem with the Guardians are, number one, they either don't get out to a early lead, or when they do get out to an early lead, they cannot hold it. And we'll get into that as the 7th and 8th inning and our bullpen starts coming in the game. But here is Naylor, who takes one low, and Lynch has lost control of the strike zone right now. That's 5 straight balls, and none of them have really been close. 61 RBIs for Naylor, just below 300 on the season. He's 4th in the American League in RBIs. And the 1-0 pitch to Naylor is swung on and fouled back. So 1-1 count here to Naylor. This guy, in my opinion, is, well, first off, 10 times better than his brother. But, a guy that I'll admit I wasn't high on, and he's kept strong this season, so I'm really starting to like him. Naylor 1-1. Swung on. That is into center field. That's going to be a single. They're going to bring Rosario around. Here's the throw. It's going to go to third base, and that is going to be the 62nd RBI for Mr. Naylor on the season. It is 1-0 Guardians here with runners still on first and second. Let's go! Let's go. Bottom 1 in the Tribe, the Guardians already have 1 in and 2 on with Mr. Josh Bell coming up to the plate. A nice piece of hitting, honestly, by Naylor. He didn't try to do anything special with it. Sometimes in that situation with hot hitters, you'll get somebody who's trying to hit a home run. Just reached out over the plate, put that right up the middle, and into center field. What a great job. If you guys are coming in, smash that like button for me. I'd love to get up to 30 likes tonight. That would be awesome. It's an 0-1 count to Bell, who's batting .222, and now it's 1-1 as Lynch can't find that strike zone at the bottom of the knees. So, Josh Bell in there, first and second, 1 out still. Ramirez, good lead at second. Lynch double takes at him, checks. Oh, Ramirez went, and oh no, there's a balk. Ramirez had this base stolen by himself. But it was a balk, and runners are now on second and third base. What's funny is Lynch, quite honestly, looked back at Ramirez 2-3 times. Ramirez took off. I think what he thought was going to be on first movement, and Lynch never threw the ball. But Ramirez had the bag stolen regardless. It's 1-2 now to Bell as he was made look very silly on that pitch out of the zone down. 1-2 here to Bell. Let's go. Let's get a big inning, Billy Joe. Let's go, man. Let's go. 1-2 pitch coming to Bell. That is swung on. It's a ground ball. That's going to be... Oh, no. What happened? He didn't tag. It went towards Naylor. There's a rundown now at home plate. And I don't even know how to explain what happened. The Guardians... Well, I can. The Guardians were the Guardians. It's a ground ball to short... Stop, all right? Naylor tried going back to second, and instead of throwing it back to second because it would have not been a force play, the shortstop tries to tag him, and he doesn't get him. So then Naylor starts running towards third, which forces Ramirez home. The end result's going to be first and third, 2 outs, and runners on the corner. But if it can happen to Cleveland, it happens. And there goes our huge inning if we can't get a hit here by Jimenez. Come on, let's go, Andres. 252 on the season. Definitely has not earned his big contract this year. 1-0 pitch coming to Jimenez. Bell on first. Lynch not going to pay any attention to him. He's not going to run. And is low 2-0. I have no idea what just happened. That was nuts. So 2-0 pitch coming up to Andres Jimenez. The delivery that is up high, and that is in there for a strike, I guess. That was, I thought, above the letters, but it might have just been right there. Come on, Andres. Let's go, man. 2-1 pitch. Runners at the corners. 2 outs. Swung on and missed, and it's 2-2. Next week, All-Star week. Woo! I can't believe it's already here. Feels like it was just opening day a few weeks ago. It'll be out there in T-Mobile Park in Seattle. They'll have the Futures game, the Home Run Derby, the All-Star game on Tuesday, and then a couple days off before we get into what I like to call the playoff push in the MLB. 2-2 pitch to Jimenez. He swings and fouls this out of play. Lynch now over 20 pitches on the inning. And this is another thing that I think we need to do is make sure we're doing a great job of, making a little bit more smarter and patient at bats as the season goes on. So 2-2 pitch coming up to Jimenez. Set and delivery is down, and it's 3-2. Come on. Let's go. Let's get a walk. Let's get Fry up there. Maybe a grand slammy by Fry. I think Fry should be hitting a little bit more in the lineup. The problem is they don't want to use him at catcher, and I think that's the only place he's going to get everyday work. Jimenez rolls this one over foul of the first baseline, and we'll do it again at 3-2. So 3-2 pitch upcoming. This will be Lynch's 23rd pitch of the inning, and Jimenez is going to get jammed. It's going to be a pop fly right back to Lynch, and that'll end the first inning. A disappointing first inning, really, with runners on second and third and less than 2 outs, and you only end up getting 1 out of the inning. So, unfortunately, no more than 1 run, but fortunately for the Guardians, they have a lead, and Civale looked pretty good there in that first inning. So I like what the Guardians did. I wish we had a little bit more offense, but let's be honest, the MO of our team is not offense. All right, hey, little update from around the league on some scores. Tons of games today. A few underway. Toronto, Detroit, 1-1, top of 4 there. Tampa Bay's got a 1-0 lead over Atlanta. Two of the best teams are going at it there in Tampa Bay. 1-0 Rays, top 4. Miami 2-0 over Philadelphia. That's bottom 3. Texas 2-1 over the Nationals. That one just underway. Yankees, Cubs, 0s on the board. Boston, Oakland, 0s on the board. But as real-time updates, the Atlanta Braves just hit it. Well, I thought they hit a 2-run homer. They put 2 runs up on the board, but now it's taken away. So it is still 1-0 Rays. We'll keep you updated on all the scores around the league. If you are coming in, guys, smash that like button for me. I'd love to get up to 30 likes. That would be awesome. Hope everybody's having a great Friday night. You know, it was a 4th of July weekend last weekend. It's still 4th of July. A lot of people on vacation still, too. If anybody's watching and they went on vacation, you got to tell me what's up. Tribe, man, what's going on? What's going on? Hope you're doing well. Welcome in, buddy. Welcome in. Friend of the channel. How you doing, sir? Oh, man. So, 1-0, top two. What I thought was going to be a quick game turned into about a 20-minute bottom of the first inning for the Guardians. But Civale only has a one-run lead as Lynch was able to get out of some trouble there with some, I guess, bad base running, if you will. Honestly, if Ramirez goes from third on first contact, there's no way the shortstop is going to be able to throw him out in that scenario. So it is top two. Civale pitching to Prado, and that is going to be a 0-2 count coming up as he fouls that down the right field line. Let's go. Nick Prado, 255 on the season, 6 home runs, 28 ribbies. That is up high. It's 1-2. Civale only threw, 11 pitches in the top of the first inning. Very efficient. I mean, first pitch had one out. That is swung on, and Gallagher couldn't hold on to it. Should have been a K. And if Prado gets on here, I think Gallagher's going to be hitting himself on that one. So, Prado. 1-2 delivery from Civale. That's down low. 2-2. Oh, come on. Civale is good until he's not. And what I mean by that is he'll look really spectacular and then he'll start losing the strike zone. And that's the only thing he can't do. And he just did it again there. So we went 0-2 now to 3-2 on the number 4 hole hitter. And we should have had a strikeout. Gallagher should have hung on to that. So 3-2 pitch coming up to Prado. The delivery, that is, strike 3 called on the inside corner. And to be honest, that was where it was called to Perez in the top of the first to end the inning. So, 1 out here, 2 strikeouts by Civale. Let's go. He is painting that spot on that inside corner on Gallagher's right-hand side. Ooh, God, that's close. From behind, it didn't look like a strike, but who knows. If you guys are coming in, smash that like button. Guardians, Royals, not the most exciting matchup unless you're an AL Central Division fan. But hey, it's Friday night. We're having fun here in Cleveland. 1-0 pitch, and that is swung on, and I think Gallagher might have got nicked on the hand. He's okay. 1-1. Let's go. So 1-1 pitch coming up from Civale. 1 out here, nobody on. And that is ripped into left field. That's back at the track and caught by Quan. 1 step clear of the wall. And he gave that a ride. But it's going to be a long ride. And it will be the second out of the inning. Let's go. Let's go. Woo! I will tell you, from center field to left field with Quan and Straw, I honestly think, quite honestly, it's the best 1-2 punch there of a left and a center fielder in the American League defensively. I think those two are fantastic. First pitch grounded to Naylor. That is flipped to Civale. And just like that, it ends up being another 1-2-3 inning for Civale and the Guardians defense. We go bottom 2. Cleveland 1. Kansas City 0. Let's go. Woo! Good night for baseball. Good night for a win. I did want to dive into the standings real quick here at this commercial break before the bottom of the second starts. And I want to just give you my opinion. I'd love to hear your opinions on maybe who's going to be in the playoffs. Let's take a look at the American League division leaders. Tampa Bay has got a 4-game lead, only a 4-game lead on Baltimore, which is nuts considering how quickly they got out to a hot start. But now they've cooled off. Baltimore's coming on strong. Yankees and Toronto not out of it either at 8 games back. Boston, they could be a wild card. We'll talk about that in a second. But Tampa, Baltimore, maybe New York or Toronto. Boston's not going to win that division. AL Central is just a cluster, but it's probably going to be Minnesota, Cleveland. I hope Cleveland comes out of this. Detroit, White Sox, Kansas City. There's no way in hell those teams win. So it's a two-horse race there in the Central Division. with those two. Texas and Houston, and I'd like to actually consider the LA Angels, although I know Mike Trout went down on the 10-day DL. So I will say this: I do think the Angels are going to have a harder time, but I think Houston and Texas is going to be a fun race to watch. If you look at the wild card standings for the American League, Baltimore and Houston are leading the way with the Yankees and Toronto tied there for the last spot. It looks like 3 of the 5, and it could actually end up being 4 of the 5 from the East end up getting a wild card. Boston is literally the next one out at 3 games back. LA 3.5, Seattle 4, Cleveland 4.5, which is a little bit closer than what we were before. So maybe a chance to backdoor into the wild card. We are back for the bottom of the second. I'll get into the National League here at the next commercial break. But David Fry is up. He took a first pitch strike from Lynch, and the 0-1 is going to be fouled off, and it's quickly 0-2 here to David Fry. Oh, I'm sorry. The wind blew it back, and it's going to be a foul out. I'm sorry. It looked 100% like it was going out of play, and it drifts back into the field, and it's a foul out right by the net. Unbelievable. I was watching Fry's body language. He acted like that was going well out of play, and it stays in, and there's one out here in the bottom of the second. Nuts. Straw is now up, the 8-hole hitter. First pitch to him, grounds it to shortstop, and there's quickly 2 outs on 3 pitches here in the bottom of the second. Wow. So Lynch, who threw 23 pitches in the first inning, has 2 outs now on 3 pitches in the second, and we're going to get our catcher Gallagher, who's batting $140. Seems like all catchers this season have been batting $140 for us. If I have to say one thing at the trade deadline that I'd like, it's a catcher. Just go out and get somebody you can catch. And then maybe a veteran who will last 2 years. I'll take a guy for 2 years. That's all I want. But make it somebody who can hit the ball. 0-1 pitch to Gallagher. Lynch sets and delivers. Swung on. This one definitely fouled back out of play, and it's 0-2. I'm going to put a poll up, too. Will the Guardians trade Bieber? I think that's a good question. 0-2 pitch to Gallagher. Swung on and missed, and that was a very quick bottom of the second inning. They must have wanted me to get straight into the National League division leaders and wild card situation. By the way, Atlanta did hit a 2-run homer. They did take a 2-1 lead. That was Sean Murphy with the 2-run spot. So we go to the top of the third. Cleveland 1-0. Let's talk National League, where we're set up divisionally, and then we'll talk wild card. But so right now, your division leaders in the East is Atlanta. They're 8.5 games up over Miami. I honestly cannot see anybody making any type of run. I'd say the only team that could make a run would be the Mets, but the Mets are 17.5 games out of first place. I don't think they can get 17.5 games up. Central, this is going to be my favorite race. You got the Reds, 2 games up on the Brewers. The Cubs, they've been playing much better. I like what they've done this year. Pittsburgh got out to a hot start. They've kind of fizzled. They're 5-5 in their last 10. Really struggling on the road, the Pirates right now. 18-26. I just don't think they have enough left in their tank to get 8.5 games up or behind the Reds. Arizona's kind of been the surprise out west, especially with their pitching staff, which I think is well below what it should be for a first-place team. They're 50-38 on the season, though, just a half game up on the Dodgers. San Francisco, 2.5 games back. Again, I don't see San Diego or Colorado racing for the title. But if we do go into the wild card situation for the National League, I do think this is a pretty interesting one here because I do think some of these teams that aren't going to win the division do have a chance to make the wild card. Right now, Miami is in the top wild card spot with the Dodgers in the second and Philadelphia Phillies in the third. And then it gets interesting. You got San Francisco a half game back, Milwaukee 1 game back. But 6.5 games back are the Mets and the Padres. And I will tell you this, one of those 2 teams I think is going to make a run, and I think you will see them come mid-September just right there at the top, or right there at the last wild card spot, or just a game or two back. So I do think we'll have an interesting last week in the National League, and hopefully there'll be some good races that we can follow. Let me know in the chat who you think's going to make the wild card in the National or American League. Love to know your thoughts. Civale, 1-1 now on Waters, the number 7 hole hitter for the Royals. Let's go. 1-1 pitch. That is swung on and ripped foul. That was up at his head. If he didn't hit that ball with his bat, it was going to hit his face. So 1-2 pitch coming up to Civale, or from Civale. That is on the inside corner again. And Civale gets his 3rd strikeout. I'm going to be honest, that was nowhere near the inside corner. Nowhere near the inside corner. That was at least a half a foot off the plate. So Civale taking advantage against these left-handed hitters on that inside corner to them and ringing them up. His 3rd in 3 innings. 1 out here in the top of the 3rd. Civale swing and a miss there by Isbell. If you guys are coming in, smash that like button. I'd love to hit 10. Can we hit 10 likes today? That would be awesome. 0-1 pitch. Swung on. This is ripped to left. Quan's there right before the track. And he snags that. And there's 2 outs now in the top of the 3rd. Civale, don't want to jinx him, but he's got a no-hitter going. We're early, though. We're very early. Oh, man. Let's get this no-hitter going. Wouldn't that be fun? I've always said I want to do a no-hitter on a live stream. I think that would be great. Top of 3rd, 2 outs and a first pitch ball. See, the home plate umpire is giving that inside corner, but he's not getting the letters at all. It was right there, and they calls it a ball. 1-0 to Massey. That one is, I guess, over the... Wow. There's either something extremely wrong with the strike zone on the TV, or this home plate umpire is calling some weird pitches. 1-1, and Massey's going to pop this one up. This is right around that area where the wind was blowing in. Naylor's got a chance at it, but it goes right out of play over the screen. But it is 1-2. Come on. One more strike. Let's go. One more strike. Let's get this done, boys. Let's get this done. Let's get that offense back up. This is a game that I think Clase needs to pitch in. But I hope that it's not a game that we're like it's 1-0 in the 9th. Okay? Because I don't trust Clase. I would love a 3-0 game going into the 9th. Get Clase in there. Get him a little bit confidence. Number 1 to go to the All-Star game, but number 2 for the back end of the season. That guy's just got to get a little bit better. So 1-2 pitch coming up to Massey from Civale. His 33rd of the game. That is ripped into right field. It's going to be at the track, and Fry is going to snag that, and that will be the end of the 3rd inning. I believe, actually, Civale is perfect through 3, not to jinx it. I don't believe in that stuff, but he is perfect through 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hitters up, 9 hitters down, and we will go to the bottom of the 3rd. Guardians 1 and the Kansas City Royals 0. Little score update. There was a massive top of the 4th for the Blue Jays. They were trailing 1-0 to the Tigers, and they put up a 7 spot. So the Blue Jays up 7-1 and still has a runner on second with more to come possibly. As I mentioned, Atlanta 2-1 over the Rays. Miami 3-0 over the Phillies. Texas 2-1 over Washington. Cubs took a 1-0 lead over the Yankees. And everything else that has just kind of started is at zeros. With the exception of Boston in the bottom of the 2nd. They do have bases loaded against the Oakland Athletics with nobody out. So, good stuff from around the league. Glad you all could be here. Again, I've already scheduled about 15 to 20 live streams for the remainder of the regular season, which actually, it gets me up to about 45 to 50 on the year. I said I wanted to do 60, which I didn't hit that goal, but with the playoffs, I assume I'll probably get towards 60. But I think that's pretty good. 1/3 of the season for my first year ever, live streaming. So, lots going on. Quiet night in the chat, but it's cool. I appreciate the 6 of you hanging out with me. If some of you could hit the like button, I'd appreciate it even more. Rosario's coming up second in this inning, and we are going to have Steven Kwan. Kwani's got to get going. Kwani has got to get going in this month of July here, and he's going to take one in there, a breaking ball for a strike. So 0-1 pitch. 0-1 pitch coming up to Kwan. And swung on and missed. And he just doesn't look like he's in sync right now, Kwan. So 0-2, he grounded out his first time up. He only has 2 home runs on the season, only 26 RBIs. His runs, aren't really as high as they should be either as a leadoff hitter. Fouls this one out of play off the construction company sign there behind first base. And Kwan, I think, asked if he swung at a ball or a strike. And the home plate umpire probably was like, that's a strike. Because everything's been a strike for the most part with this guy. 0-2 from Lynch to Kwan. That is down low, 1-2. So, 1-2 pitch, Kwani. Rips one, but it's to second base. And the first baseman, who was kind of playing back that way, does run over and gets first base. And there's one out with Ahmed Rosario, who's coming up, who kind of started that rally there in the top of the first inning with this double to left field. And Ramirez then followed suit with, what did Ramirez do? He walked. And then we had Naylor get an RBI single, and then that weird play with Bell. So Rosario was the one who started it all. Let's see what he does here. He doesn't swing at the first pitch, which is kind of eye-opening, but he does take that one for a strike. That one is low, and it's 1-1. So 1-1 pitch to Ahmed. That is swung on and ripped. He was going for the left field stands on that one, but fouls it out of play, and it's 1-2. So Rosario. By the way, the Guardians are repping the marathon patches tonight. They just signed a deal. They went with patches, and Rosario, a line drive to first base. And, it's just amazing how these defenses play some of these hitters. Prado, the first baseman, was playing almost in a second base position, and Rosario lined it straight to him for the second out of the inning. And there's 2 outs, nobody on, with Mr. Jose Ramirez coming up to the plate. Ramirez has 40 walks and only 36 strikeouts on the season. Somewhat different than our catching situation with Zunino and Naylor on the year. Ramirez, 289 average, 14 home runs, 53 RBIs, and he's going to ground this little nubber to first base. And it was a busy inning there for Prado, but it is going to be a 1-2-3 inning, and we go top 4, and we are now flying along at record pace in this game. We are just 38 minutes in, and we're in the top of the 4th inning. Nobody got the memo that everybody's got a day off tomorrow, and we can sit here and enjoy some baseball. So we go top 4. Cleveland 1, Kansas City still 0. Oh, what do you guys think? Let's talk Bieber and trade. Here's my problem. I think if you don't trade Bieber, you're just losing an opportunity to get something in return for him. But if you do trade Bieber and you're in a race, are you essentially waving the white flag? That's the question. I don't think you are, because quite honestly, I think Bieber is not worth much. I don't think he's been as good as years past. I mean, he's lost velocity. People are getting runs off of him. He's given up a ton of earned runs this season. Now, with that said, it's kind of catch-22, because if you trade Bieber, are you real? Like, I can't be smarter than these other guys that own baseball teams, right? Like, I wouldn't give anything in return for Bieber at this point in my career. I don't know what we do with Bieber. In the chat, guys, let me know what you think or should be done with Shane Bieber. I just don't know what to do with the guy. You know? I quite honestly just say keep him. Just keep him. Right? Just keep the guy. We'll see what happens. Woo! All right. I'm getting excited for football season, man. Football, Cleveland Browns, college football, some Notre Dame, some Ohio State Notre Dame games. Yeah, I really hope both teams are undefeated going into that game. All right, here we go. Top four, Civale. 34th pitch of the game in there for a strike here in the top of the fourth to the leadoff hitter Garcia. Civale has been perfect through three. Let's see how long that can continue. That is off the plate, and it's 1-1. I would really, I'd really be surprised if Civale could get through 5 perfect. We'll see though. That is in there for a strike. 1-2. Let's go. Come on. 1-2 pitch. On its way. Swung on. Oh, God. It was fouled off the ground and hit Garcia in the mouth. That is something you do not see often. Did he break his tooth? It hit him like right in the jaw. That sucks. He swings, he reaches out, it hits the plate. Oh, and then it smacks him right in the jaw. I would not be surprised if he lost a tooth on that. Woo! Good Lord. I guess he's good. It hit him right square in the jaw. That's nuts. That is a play that you see probably 1 in 100 and probably 1 in a million times in baseball. I've never seen that before. So, 1-2 pitch coming up to Garcia, who just smacked himself in the mouth. Civale sets and delivers. That's in there. Strike 3 called again. Let's go. Civale is just dealing tonight with a little help from the home plate umpire. But that one, he's been utilizing the right corner of where Gallagher is. The right-hand side of Gallagher absolutely has been on that spot all night long. So 1 out here, top of 4. Civale still perfect through 10 hitters. And there's an 89-mile-an-hour fastball on the outside part of the plate. Ooh, maybe not. 1-0. Called it a ball. Civale sets, delivers. That's in there, right? Yeah, for a nice strike. 1-1. Civale's got some good stuff tonight. Bobby Witt Jr., though, is a good hitter. 251 on the season, I don't think tells the story of how good of a hitter he can be. That swing and a miss made him look silly, though, on a breaking ball in the dirt, and it's 1-2. Civale's got some good stuff. He looks very good on the mound tonight. We could be in for something special if he keeps pitching this way. He's got a head of hitters. He's ahead 1-2 here to Witt. That is in there and fouled out of play. And I think that's a setup pitch, although he might have been trying to blow it by him. Bobby Witt could not catch up to that one. I'd like to see the breaking ball in the dirt again. It was a big breaker, and I think Bobby Witt will get a little too swing happy here. Let's see what they go to. 1-2, set and delivery by Civale. Up high, fouled out of play. 1-2, we'll do it again. So Civale, only 43 pitches here in the top of the fourth. Quite honestly, we're nearing his highest pitch count per an inning. The 1-2 in the dirt, that's what I wanted to see, but this time Bobby Witt did not bite at that pitch, although it was hard to lay off. It was right there over the plate and then just dove towards the dirt. So a 2-2 count here for Bobby Witt. Set and delivery. Swung on, there goes the perfect game, the no-hitter, and the whole shenanigans. Bobby Witt's going for 2. They throw it. He's going to be in there as Jimenez can't grab it. I'm not sure if Quan just didn't think Bobby Witt was going to go for 2, but Bobby Witt right out of the gate goes for 2 on a single to left field. Quan should have had that. I'm not sure what he's doing there. I'm not sure what he's doing, but Bobby Witt would have been dead to rights if he makes the catch. Ah. Or if Jimenez makes the catch. So, runner on second. First threat, first hit for the Royals. Salvador Perez is your hitter. That's not really who you want to see after that. Civale now in the stretch for the first time. Perez swings at one on the plate, and it's 0-1. Come on, guys. Let's go. You cannot let this team beat you. The Twins just getting started against the Orioles, and if we want to stay, we could get it within, I think, half a game of them. Right? Or maybe even. I'll have to look at the standings again. Let's see. How many games out are we? 1.5. Yeah, we could get within a half a game if we win and the Twins lose tonight. So why don't we give ourselves that opportunity? Let's do it. Come on, boys. Let's get out of this jam. 0-2 pitch on its way to Perez. Civale checks Witt at second. Sets, delivers. It's up high, 1-2. Perez on the season only batting .288 with runners in scoring position with 3 home runs and 25 RBIs. He's a big boy sitting at the plate. Civale in the dirt. Nice stop there by Gallagher. And it's 2-2. Come on. Get out of this jam, guys. So, 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. There we go. I think it's the 5th strikeout for Civale. And there are 2 outs now in the top of the 4th inning. So a good job coming back to get Salvador Perez for the 2nd out here of the 4th. And let's go. All we got to do is get Olivares out. And we are good going into the bottom of the 4th. Get some more runs. So Civale sets, checks Witt at second, and delivers. And that is right there at the letters for a strike. So Nick Prado, who played a lot of defense there in the bottom of the 3rd inning, up to bat. .253 average on the season. I mean, some of these guys are just, going to have to be long-term projects here for the Kansas City Royals. None of these guys, other than maybe Witt and Perez, who's a long-time veteran and might be out of this team, come, 1-2 more years. None of these guys are quite honestly going to be great in the next 2 or 3 years. They're going to really have to come into their own. So, swing and a miss. It's 0-2, and there is a foul off, so it is going to stay 0-2. Civale now up to 53 pitches in this game. He started with 33 this inning. This has been his biggest inning so far. Another pitch spoiled out of play there by Prado. What's up, Billy? What's going on, buddy? How you doing, man? Hope you're good. Hope you're good, sir. Missed you for most of the poker game. But I ended up getting knocked out pretty early yesterday. So, yeah, some bad luck on my part. 0-2 pitch. That's in there. Strike 3 called. Civale's absolutely dealing 6 Ks. Gets out of the very quiet jam there. And we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. 1-0 Guardians. Let's go. That's what I like to see. That's what I like to see. Woo! All right. So, we go to the bottom of the 4th, and it is a beautiful night here in Cleveland. This room is baking today. Just absolutely a heavy sun. Oh, Billy, that sucks, man. Well, hey, at least you battled back a little. At least you battled back. Chip in a chair, they say, right? Chip in a chair. I had Ace King versus Ace Queen all in. and the river came a queen. It was awful. It was brutal to take. Absolutely brutal. Especially since I lost half my chips the hand before when I had ace king all in against ace 6 and a 6 hit. I mean, to lose ace king versus ace 6 and ace queen in almost back-to-back hands was pretty brutal. That's how it goes sometimes. Just can't get, it's not all Cincinnati Bengals. We can't always all be good. Last night's poker tournament reminded me of just what the Cleveland Browns are. Or at least my hands and how they played out. If you guys are coming in, make sure you smash that like button. Good to see everybody on this Friday night. It's a quiet one. It's July 4th week. A lot of people out of town. A lot of people, going and living the summer life and enjoying the sun outside. So not surprised by the lack of viewership tonight, but I do appreciate the few of you that are hanging out with me. Again, I got about 15 to 20 more live streams through this regular season. As Naylor is going to lead off with a single into left field to get the Guardians going here in the bottom of the 4th inning on the first pitch. Love it. Absolutely love it. So yeah, got some live streams coming up. We're just about 3 weeks away from preseason in the Hall of Fame game with the Cleveland Browns. Looking forward to that. And I'm going to be live streaming some, some Women's World Cup matches. The USA games, maybe. Josh Bell just absolutely tattooed this ball deep to left and gone! Oh, to the bleachers and left. Josh Bell just took a ball by his eyes and said, "See you later," a 2-run jack. And it's 3-0 Guardians here in the bottom of the 4th with nobody out. And that is what I love to see. Woo! Let's go, baby. Josh Bell. Oh, my gosh. What a just crushing shot to left field. He just, man, it was a no-doubter. Just a no-doubter to left field. Oh, my gosh. I hope they show a replay on that one. Jimenez now with nobody out and 2 runners in. Bunts and... oh, they got him at first. They got him at first. Jimenez tried to bunt single his way on. And they got him at first base. So he's not going to be there, although I think they might challenge. So, 1 out, bottom 4th. Billy, man, I'm glad I could make you laugh in my shortcomings. That's great. I love it. Woo! Andy, what's up, buddy? Friend of the channel. You just got done striking out all the kids at my Coach Pitch Little League game. That's awesome. I love it. What's up, Al? Friend of the channel as well. How's everybody doing? Hanging out here Friday night, and we got ourselves some breathing room as Josh Bell hit a towering home run to left field. Fry's up now with 1 out. 2-0 pitch coming up to him momentarily. If you're coming in, smack that like button. Let's go. Josh Bell. That's nuts. I'm going to watch. That's a home run that's got to be top 10. Just the way he swings at that pitch. 2-1 there to Fry. I love having some breathing room. If you pick KC or Oakland, we can enjoy the game. Oh, it's funny. That's funny, Al. 2-2 pitch to Fry. It's fouled off his leg. I want to know what you guys think we're going to do with Bieber. Al, I'd love to know your thoughts, man. What do you want us to do with Bieber? Because I say keep him. I just don't think you're going to get back what he used to be worth. And that's when you should have traded him. So, Billy, Guardians have been doing well, man. Guardians have been doing well. Much better than that, at least the first couple months offensively. At one point, they were, I think, for the first 2 months, they were in the bottom 3 of hitting for the most parts. And now, all of a sudden, They're up to like 15th, 16th in batting average. They're more mediocre. 3-2 to Fry's in there, strike 3. I don't know why Fry took that. He's been calling that strike all day long. So 2 outs, bottom 4. 2 outs, bottom 4. Yeah, Reds are doing well, man. Oh, they're gonna be well over 60. I would say they're probably gonna hit 87, 89, something like that. Maybe in the 90s. Who knows? What's up, Mr. King? Yeah, I just don't see the point of trading Bieber now. I just don't, as there's a first pitch ball to straw. I guess if you were to trade him 2 years ago or a year and a half ago would have been the time to do it, right? 1-0 pitch. Straw's going to line one into left field for a single, and he's going to be on with 2 outs. Oh, he's going for 2, and that was the right decision as Massey could not corral the ball, but I will tell you it was the wrong decision as he would have been out by a mile, like an absolute mile. He tried to do what Bobby Witt did, and he did do it, but he was only about halfway to second base when the second baseman covering should have grabbed that. He would have been well out. Al, I respect your opinion, but my question would be, when you say the market's good, what do you really think we're going to get back for Bieber? Because I just don't think we're going to get what he was worth or what he should have been worth when he was at, I'm not saying his peak, but I'm saying this, a year ago today, we would have got way more than, I just don't think you're going to get anybody. And if you do trade him, and I'll pose this to everybody, as Gallagher swings and misses, and it's 0-2, and that's a good segue, because that's where I'm going with this. If you do trade him, what do you want to get back? Because I quite honestly would like a veteran catcher who's got about 2-3 good years left that can hit and field behind the plate. That's what I want for him. I think a straight-up deal for somebody like that is what I want. I don't care about prospects. I don't care about anything else. Take care of your catcher situation, because Gallagher just popped up to first base, and we go to the top of the 5th inning, up 3-0. But the damage was done on Josh Bell's towering fly ball and just an absolute missile into the left field bleachers. So, Andy, are you saying trade him for practice baseballs and a pitching screen, or are you saying? Oh, I think you're saying that's what you were pitching to. Either way, it works. All right, let's go to the scoreboard, get a quick update. Toronto 7-1 over Detroit. Atlanta 2-1 over the Rays. Miami 3-1 over the Phillies. Texas 2-1 over the Nationals. Cubs 2-0 over the Yankees. Boston, they had bases loaded in the bottom of the second with nobody out. They ended up putting up 5 runs up on the Oakland Athletics. Everything else just about to get underway, including our free pick of the day, Houston Astros over Seattle, and hopefully a Minnesota Twins loss. So, let's hopefully the AL Central gets within half a game after this one. Let's see if we can't do it. Mr. King, man, I know. It is trash. They're trash teams, yeah. Al, if we get a catcher, I'm 100% for it. I'm 100% for it. But of those guys that you mentioned, I don't think Bibby, I don't think Williams, I don't think Allen, I don't think Quantrill, I don't think those guys are going to win you an AL Central division. They're not. First of all, if they can't pitch well in the middle of June and July against mediocre teams, what are they going to do in pressure situations come September? And we have 6 more games against the Twins, and those are the games that you need guys that you can trust and go out and shut down teams. And I'm not saying Bieber's going to shut down a team, but I mean you can't have some of these guys give up 4, 5, 6 runs every time out. Yeah, man. Mr. King, Reds are a fast team right now. We're top 5. Civale does look good. at the moment for tonight. And he has looked probably, I think he's been one of our most consistent pitchers on the season. I'm all about him. Yeah, but I think we missed the window on Grandal, Al. Listen, I'll agree with you as it's a 2-2 pitch coming up to Olivares. Anyways, I'll agree with you. Catchers are cheap, but Grandal we should have got 2 years ago, not now. Like, that's the problem. Grandal's not going to be any better. There is a line drive to first base, and Naylor takes care of business there. One down here in the top of the fifth. So I'm looking for a catcher like, maybe somebody like, I don't think Toronto would give him up, but who's that guy? Maybe Jansen, somebody like that, who still is past their prime, but maybe a little bit, away from their retirement. Kirk or Jansen, yeah, I mean, like, somebody like that. Grandal, he might as well be called grandfather at this point. There's going to be a line drive double into right field, and that is going to rattle around. David Fry is going to throw it in, but it is going to be a one-out double here for the Royals. So a runner on second for the second inning in a row, and it's a good hit right there. Not a bad hit. No, I agree. I mean, catchers are going to be cheap, but I'll tell you this. We trade Bieber and we don't get a catcher or a right fielder, I'm going to be speechless. I think you have to go get somebody that's going to help you now. If you're going to get rid of somebody who could help you now, you have to go get somebody that's going to help you now. And I'll leave it at that. So Drew Waters is up with one out and a runner on second. He's 0-1 to him. Civale sets and delivers. And that's down low. It's 1-1. Civale, 64 pitches. He was only 33 through 3 innings. The fourth was really a rough one for him, although he didn't give up any runs. And the 1-1 pitch to Waters fouled off his left foot. We'll do it again at 1-2 now. So Civale checks the runner at second. Not a big lead. Looks at him again. Taking his time. And gets it off right before the pitch clock. It was it was kind of a wild pitch. Gallagher did a nice job. He just, he's facing a fast guy there on second. And the Royals are now going to have a runner on third with less than 2 outs. And a 2-2 count coming to Waters. Yeah, he gets in there. It was closer than I thought it was, especially with the speed there at second. Yeah, he's in there. His helmet came flying off, though. So 2-2 pitch coming up to Waters. That is swung on and missed, and Civale, that's his 7th or 8th K, something like that. I think 7. He has just been absolutely on fire, and there's 2 down here in the top of the 5th. Al, I will trade Bieber for that. I will trade Ahmed Rosario's gotten better. I will trade Jimenez, although we just signed him to a big year deal. I really wish we wouldn't have signed Jimenez to a deal that we did after seeing what he's performed so far this year, but who knows? Mr. King, the answer is no, buddy. No. Bowden Hiller was never the answer, and I hate to say it, but and I know it's a small sample size, we're only like 60 at-bats in, 70, whatever it is. But I'm telling you, this guy's not good. And he was really not good to start. The only shiny moment he had was when he hit a home run off a guy who had never pitched in the major leagues before. So, I mean, that's basically him just facing a AAA pitcher. So again, against a major league pitcher, 0-2 pitch to Isbell, and that's going to be a fly ball to Quan. So there are 3 outs. We move to the bottom of the 5th. No damage done. Civale has flirted with it over the past couple innings, but nothing bad. Bottom 5, Guardians 3, Kansas City 0. Al, I'm not really, listen, I'm not opposed to that. But if you're gonna go for a championship and listen, are we gonna win the World Series? I don't think so. Are we going to make the playoffs? We could. And in my opinion, if you're gonna make the playoffs, then you should go for a World Series. What's the point of getting to the playoffs to play more baseball if you're not gonna try to win? And I think Ahmed Rosario on our team gives us a much better shot at winning a World Series and making the playoffs than I think, a youngster coming up is going to. I don't have any problem with if we're 9 games back in September, we want to, bring up all our youngsters and start playing everybody and get them some things, then yeah. Well, I agree with that, but all our money's going to Jimenez, who's not doing shit. Like, I just, here's the thing, is I know we talk about players, but our front office really just needs a serious look. And Andy, shut your mouth about Zunino. If Zunino comes back to this team, I don't care if Gallagher, Fry, and Naylor all get COVID and are out for 6 weeks. Zunino should never come back to this team. In fact, can somebody look up Zunino's stats since he's been down in the minor leagues? Does anybody have his stats? I have not paid attention to him since we optioned him. I couldn't even tell you what he's doing down there. Here we go, though. Bottom 5, halfway through the game, just over an hour. This game's flying. Quan in there for a strike. It's 0-1 to him. I just think my point is to land the airplane on the going for a World Series. And actually, I want to take a step. I want to peel the onion back as there is oh my gosh, the ball got caught in Lynch's glove, but he finally gets out of it as it's a comebacker to the mound. 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. All right, I just want to peel back this onion real quick. Are we going to win the World Series? Probably not. Are we going to make the playoffs? There's a chance. But why you start on game 1 of the season is to make the playoffs for a chance to win the World Series. And that is going to be Ahmed Rosario in a fly out on the first pitch, as he always swings at the first pitch. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. So if you're going to start game 1 and you're going to try to win a World Series, and now you're game 90, whatever it is, something, all 85, I don't know what it is. But when you're halfway through the season and you have an opportunity to make your team better and you're 1 game out of first place, I think you need to make it better. And if you're not going to make it better, or at least keep people in there that are going to give you an opportunity to make the playoffs, then what was the point of playing game 1 in April? And that's the problem I have with this front office, is every time there's a decision to be made at the trade deadline, no matter what they should do, it seems like they always screw it up. So I'm very interested to see where we are, 3-4 weeks from now. But I'll land the airplane, and that's my rant on that. Mr. King, no, he's not only on because of Josh Naylor. Some people, as Ramirez takes a strike in there, it's 2-2 to him. Some people think that Bo Naylor is a good hitter. And I will agree with that statement at a minor league level. Bo Naylor against bad pitchers is a good hitter. There's a squibber to the left side of the mound, and it's going to be an infield single for Ramirez, who really knocked the crap out of that ball. But there is a runner on first with 2 down here in the bottom of the 5th, and Josh Bell's coming up, Josh Naylor's coming up. Billy Joe, he should be selling cars. I don't know if you're talking about Zunino or Bo Naylor, but they could go into a car salesman business together and be called the Zunino Brothers. Al, Jimenez contract very favorable team-wise. I would agree with you. But I also would agree that if he doesn't perform, it was never worth it. And I know that's kind of, hindsight 2020. Like, did you want to lock the kid up? Sure. But now looking at it this year, and I know, again, we're halfway through the season, and after the All-Star break, the kid will hit 30 home runs with 60 RBIs. But the way he's looked mechanically, as Naylor is going to pop this up to third, and we're going to head to the top of the sixth inning, the way he's looked mechanically at the plate today and in the last month, he just doesn't look right. And would anybody agree with me on that? That Jimenez just looks a little bit off with his mechanics at the plate? I don't know. I just think maybe he's trying to force the issue. Maybe with the contract he feels the pressure. Not quite sure what's there, but I do agree. It's a favorable price. But hindsight 2020 will be a price that we pay that wasn't actually beneficial to us. Jose Ramirez, you're right, was a steal, and I think that was more on him, wanting to stay in Cleveland. I agree. I agree you pay them. But who else is a cornerstone on the team at this point? If you're looking at the starting lineup, the only other person I would say is Naylor and Rosario would be the only two I would say I would maybe think about keeping around. But again, because as much as I get on one side of being negative about somebody who's awful halfway through the season, I'll be negative about a guy like Naylor who's been great halfway through a season. You don't know. This guy could just drop off, and maybe he's just having a great first half of the season. He comes out of the All-Star break, and he goes from 298 to, 211, just like that, and by September 1st. Who knows? That's the gamble you pay, or the gamble you take. Do we pay Rosario? Do we pay Naylor? I don't think Bell you're going to keep around. I actually like Fry. Anybody like David Fry? I'm a big proponent of this guy getting an everyday shot behind the plate. I just don't understand why we don't allow him to. I love Fry. I think he can hit. I think he can throw some batters out. So, yeah, I get that, Al. I know. They locked him up and they haven't performed. And once they get settled in, that's fine. And I agree. I don't think Jimenez is going to be awful, for years to come. Turning it around, I think, you're very generous to say that. Mr. King, you checked on Zunino and you just saw his MLB stats? Let me take a look. I can always find my Zunino somewhere. He's stalking me always. 2-0 pitch. Civale gives up a line drive right to Fry there in right field. Top of six starts off with another quick out by Civale, who's just dealing. This guy might go 7 or 8 tonight if he can get through this one quick. Let me see. Zunino, game log stats. Let's see. Let's see if I can find. There's a ground ball to third. Man, if I look down, Civale's getting outs. There's 2 outs now at the top of the 6th on a ground ball to Ramirez. At this pace, Civale could just go a complete game. Maybe he never joined a minor league team. Maybe he called it quits. He should have. So 2 outs, top of 6. It's literally been 3 pitches here for Civale. And Witt's going to take one to make him at least throw a few more here in the top of the 6th inning. 0-1 pitch coming up to Witt. Set and delivery. Right there for a strike. 0-2. I'm not sure Mike Zunino went to play any minor league baseball. I'm not sure. Well, I know it's called pressure, and to be honest, Al, that was my argument why I would not get rid of Ahmed Rosario, because if you do have those big games, I think you want somebody who's used to at least a little bit of pressure than maybe Tyler Freeman at shortstop in that situation. And I think Tyler Freeman is actually a good prospect. I saw him play a lot with Lake County Captains as well, and I'll tell you, I was a little more gung-ho about him than I was Bo Naylor for sure. Arias should not be here at all. Yeah, SpongeBob needs to come back. I don't know why Fry's in right field. Put him as a catcher. Bring SpongeBob back. Get rid of Arias. I mean, what are we? I mean, it's like the guy from Little Big League is running this team. I don't understand what we're doing. If you guys are coming in, happy Friday night to you. Smash that like button. Let's get up to 10 likes. I know we can do it. 2-2 count here to Witt. He's really battling Civale after Civale had 2 outs in 3 pitches to start this inning. He's battled, I think, about six pitches in this at bat. It's a 2-2 pitch coming up. 2 outs. Nobody on. Top 6. 3-0 Guardians lead, and Bobby Witt's gonna fly this one out to left field, and it's been a night full of flyouts, and that one Quan will take, and we will go bottom 6. Still 3-0 Guardians here. Absolutely love it. Good game. Good game. Well, Al, to that, well, I don't think now's the time you do that. I think, to be quite honest with you, they're probably waiting to hear, like, maybe deals, or if anybody out there maybe see if there's any, what do they call it? Biting, any bites. See if there's anybody biting at the opportunity to take him in a trade somehow. They might like that. I don't know, but he's also not the youngest guy either, is he? He's a little older than those other guys. I think he's 27, right? What's Jimenez? Andres Jimenez is 24. So, I mean, he's 3 years older. I'm not sure you would give Rosario a long-term deal. I think he's just a guy that you could probably get at least something. Like, I don't mind trading Rosario. I'm just saying don't do it this year. And and all I'm saying is on the lineup, if you look from 1 to 9, the only other guys that I would do it with is Rosario and Naylor. I'm with you. If you want to trade Rosario, I'm all for it. Because I think you'll actually get more than what Bieber's worth back. But, yeah. I just don't do it if you're in a AL Central division race. Because I don't trust Freeman coming in for a month and a half and getting those big hits in big situations. That's I guess, my point. All right, no real score updates except Milwaukee put a 2-0 spot over the Reds. In that one, free pick video was Houston Astros money line. Top 2 zeros on the board against the Mariners. And Josh Bell's going to start off the 6th. This game is just flying. It's like they got somewhere to be tonight, but they really don't because they'll face each other tomorrow. Al, I will agree with that, but I think ever since the first few months, he's been much better. But I do agree, and here's one thing that I'm going to tell you, and you tell me if you agree. It's actually from my wife watching the game a couple weeks ago. This guy doesn't like to get his jersey dirty. He doesn't slide. He will not lay on the ground for a ball if it's near him. Like, I just don't understand. Like, so when you say defense, errors were in the problem in the first couple of months, but I think this guy just won't. He just won't, make diving stops. And he just makes some bad decisions when he has the ball. So I agree, his defense is not good at all. There's a fly out to left. I swear to God, both of these teams were sitting there. They're like, it's a beautiful night on Friday. The clubs open at 9. Let's get finished and go straight to the clubs. Andy, his last name is pronounced Dorn. Yeah. What's up? What's with that Olay shit? But that's the problem, man. And that's exactly what he does. He just does this Olay shit. 0-1 to David Fry here. 2 outs already in the bottom of the 6th. We're not even an hour and 20 minutes into this game. And they're going to come out and look at Lynch for some reason. I don't know what's going on here. You know what? Somebody said this game's going too quickly. We need to stop it for no reason whatsoever. Well, now I got to turn the sound up and figure out what's going on here. Maybe a blister. All right, so Lynch is going to stay in the game. I swear to God, the Bally Sports Network called the Kansas City Royals, and they're like, "Listen, we got nothing on after until 9:30, 10 o'clock. You guys got to drag this out for some reason whatsoever. I mean, come on." So Fry's going to foul one out of play if it gets there, and it does, and it's 0-2. So 0-2 pitch coming up to Fry from Lynch, who's only had 71 pitches. And I assume we'll probably see somebody get up in the bullpen after they were checking out his blister. So Lynch sets and delivers the 0-2. And it fouled off again. Andy. Yeah, they're headed to Jack Casino to get there before 9 for that door prize. Oh, my God. You know what's... Oh, David Fry was made look silly. We go top 7. It's still 3-0. Good guys. Oh, Andy, I'll tell you this, man. Have you ever been to Jack Casino and, you know, you swipe, like, your player card, and they have that stupid game, and if you go 5 times, you win, like, 10 extra bucks? I have never gone 5 times in a month. I've gone 4. But I do it every single time thinking to myself, oh, I'm going to get there one time. I think it's been 4 years, and I've never gotten free $10 by going there 5 times. I need to live downtown to do that, I think. I also will say this, and this is kind of saddening, as I always do preach good bankroll management since we are a sports betting, YouTube channel. I will say this. I feel sorry for some people that live in a casino. Last time we were there, we go by like the platinum member parking only, and you see some nice cars there, but you also see like some beat up cars, and it just tells me like these people should not be invested this much to be a platinum member of the casino. Andy, you're right, man. Just it depends how far you live away from there. Speaking of YouTube and gambling, tomorrow, Edging a Win, our live soccer betting show, will be back at 11:15 a.m. Eastern Time. That's 8:15 Pacific. So if you want to wake up with myself and Ian Allen, we'll be talking our 4 best soccer bets for the weekend. Ian has started off pretty bad, but he promised me he's going to turn it around. I'll tell you this. If you have a second and you want to help me out, I have a YouTube channel that's going to be launched. Ian and I are going to take our talents elsewhere. I'm going to stay here, and he's going to stay here in some capacity as well. But if you can help me out in the meantime, my YouTube channel that's going to be soccer only is called Edging a Win, just like the title of what we call that show. So Edging a Win, EDGING a Win. I'll put it in the chat. Edging a Win. If you could do me a favor, I need at least 50 subscribers to start live streaming over there. I believe that's the right count. But anyways, make sure you subscribe to that channel because it's going to start having a lot of content on it, and it's all related around soccer betting. So if you like soccer betting or you just enjoy Ian and I's antics, please make sure you subscribe to that channel. I would appreciate it. In fact, let me drop the link in. I wonder if I can drop the link in. Let's see here. Ooh, it looks like Gallagher just took a rough one on the kneecap. 0-2 pitch coming from Civale to Perez. Nobody out here in the top of the 7th, and that is swung on and fouled out of play. Why am I not seeing it? Swung on and fouled again by Perez. Why do I not see that? Let me know if you guys can find that channel. I did set it up, I promise. Babe, can you try to find it? 1-2 pitch, top 7. Outside, 2-2. Let's go. And there is strike 3. I believe that's the 8th strikeout for Civale. He's absolutely dealing. One out here in the top of the 7. Let's go, baby. I know. I'm wondering why you cannot see it, because it's out there. It's fine. I'm not going to deal with it right now. It's not even going to launch for another whatever it is, you know? Oh, you know why? Hold on. I wonder if you have to... There's no spaces. Let me see if that brings it up. Nope, that wasn't the reason. Let's see. I'm going to copy the link, send it to myself. 2-1 pitch to Prado. That's in there for a strike. 2-2. Civale trying to get to 10 strikes tonight. What a great night that would be if he could hit 10 strikes. Let's go. And there it is. Strike 3 called, and Prado is not happy with that. I knew somebody was going to blow up at this home plate umpire. It's been a little ridiculous, some of these calls tonight. It's been pretty bad. So Prado goes down. 2 outs in the top of the 7th. Civale, I believe that's his 9th. Is it his 9th? Let me look at the box score. Now I'm maybe unsure that maybe it's his 8th. But let's take a look here. Civale, that is his 9th. I was correct. He's 1 away from 10 strikeouts. Prado was just not happy with that. Was not happy with that. First pitch there is in there for a strike to the number 5-hole hitter for the Royals. So here's the link to the channel. I did find the link. So this will take you to the channel. But if you do have a second, make sure you go subscribe over there. We'll have some fun stuff over there as well. And you'll get to hang out with Ian and myself for years to come. Although Ian is going to jump, I think, on some of my Browns live streams this year. I'm excited about that. All right, here we go. 1-2 pitch coming up to the number 5-hole hitter for the Royals. Civale, this is his 98th pitch of the night. It's outside, and it's 2-2. This probably will be Civale's last inning, but hey, going 7 innings strong, that would be pretty good. Pretty good. I'll take that. I'll take that. Down low, 3-2. 3-2. So 3-2 pitch. Swung on. That is a fly ball to center field. Straw takes about 6 little hops and skips over to his left. And Civale is going to get a standing ovation at Progressive Field for 7 strong innings. We go bottom 7. It was a shutout by Civale. He'll probably be done for the night. But it's bottom 7. Guardians 3. Kansas City 0. Absolutely loving it. Let's go. Let's go. Whew. All right. So, glad everybody could hang out with me on this Friday night. We're what? 6 outs away from a Guardians win. Anything going on in the Twins game so far? Let's see. Nope, 0-0. Twins, Baltimore, top 3 there. Milwaukee's taking a 4-0 lead. Houston, Seattle still tied at 0s in that game. Nothing else really going on around the majors. I'm rooting for the Brewers. I had them as a big pick to win the Central Division. I did not see the Reds and De La Cruz, storming into first place. But I do think that's a young team, and I do think the Brewers have a little bit more of some veteran leadership there. And I like their offense too. I think their offense has really underperformed this year. They put a 4 spot up in 2 innings over the Reds. And that's the other problem I have with the Reds is their pitching staff isn't that great. So we'll see what happens the rest of the way. But it should be a fun second half of MLB baseball. Woo! Let's go. Bottom 7. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not saying Clase needs the runs, but I think he does. And speaking of which, if you're in the chat, I posed this earlier, but I want to pose it one last time. Does anybody actually agree with me that I don't think Clase should be an all-star? I don't think I consider him an all-star. Now, I'm not saying he doesn't have the statistics to back it up, but I'm just saying from the eye test, does anybody really think Clase is an all-star? When you use those words, is that what comes to mind with Clase this season? First pitch to Straw, that's flown out. I swear to God, these guys got to have, I don't know, something going on tonight. Maybe a polka dance downtown or something. I mean, this is honestly, we're an hour and 33 minutes, and we're almost getting into the 8th inning here. I mean, this is nuts. Andy, I'm not saying that. Because I know where you're going, and I spoke about this earlier while you were, pitching to your kids. But I'm not saying he's not an all-star based off of who he went against. I'm not saying he's an all-star based off statistics. I'm saying when you watch Clase this season and what he does, would you consider him an all-star, or is he a product of a shitty group of closers in the American League? That's all I'm saying. If you take everybody else out and you take his statistics out and you watch him just with his eye test, would you consider him as a closer as there's 2 outs as Gallagher rolls out to third base? So 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. JD, thank you. I don't consider the guy an all-star. And I was pretty disappointed that he was added to the all-star team, especially since, what was it, the Cubs, where he just blew a game. Luckily, we won in extra innings. I mean, he's not great. I don't consider that guy an all-star at all. So, here we go. Bottom 7, 2 outs. Quan, top of the order up. We'll get to see the heart of the order at least one more time in the 8th, for sure, unless Clase comes in, and then maybe we'll see it 2 more times. I'm just going off an eye test. I just don't think Clase and all-star should be in the same sentence. 0-1 pitch to Quan. That's down low at 89. 1-1. So 1-1 here, and is that Stefan? I think Stefan is in the bullpen right now, warming up. 1-1 to Quan, up high and outside, 98 miles an hour. As I mentioned, that was going to close the books on Civale. 7 shutout innings. I think he only gave up 1 hit, if I'm not mistaken. Just a fantastic job. And Andy, but that's I'm laughing because that's the definition of what a save reliever is. Like, you have to have a guy that's clutch in that role. Like, you can't bring in a guy who's you're like, oh no, we have a 2-run lead. I'm not sure that's good enough. Like, do you think Andrew Miller was better than Clase? Because I think he was. And Andrew Miller wasn't even a closer. And I get it's different roles, but I'm just saying I think he's not clutch, and that's the definition of a closer. Quan strikes out on a 100-mile-an-hour pitch, and we go to the top of the 8th inning, flying through this game. And it is going to be top 8, Cleveland 3, Royals 0. Still 0-0. Baltimore, Minnesota has moved to the bottom of the 3rd with the Twins coming up. Oh, all right. Let's get it going. This is going to tell me where we're at as a team. Well, you're playing the Royals. You're going to have 2 relievers in this game. Two relievers. If you cannot get 1, 2, 3, or at least 1, 2, 3, 4, and get out of these innings and just move on to tomorrow, then what are we doing as a ball club? Right? Well, that's on Tito, Andy. I mean, and you're right, but you're right because there was what was it, a couple weeks ago? There was a whole series where Clase is sitting there and pitching in a game he didn't need to be in the game. I mean, we wasted our bullpen in a series that we were getting destroyed in. I don't know why you bring 5 guys in a game where you're down like 6-7 runs. I think Tito's out of his goddamn mind, to be quite honest with you, this year. He really is. By the way, for those of you that haven't noticed, I'm sporting the Cleveland is the Reason shirt. Got this when we went a couple of weeks back. Oh yeah, I haven't been back on since I went to the Friday, Saturday for my wife's birthday. And it was fun. It rained on us the Friday night. Saturday, we baked, like a baked potato in a microwave, basically, out there. It was so hot. But I'll tell you, they gave these shirts away on the Friday night, picked up an extra one, and yeah. Well, Al, that's not my question. Like, I get everything you're saying, but you didn't answer my question. Well, hold on. Is he as good as last year? No. Is he leading the league? Yes. He's not going to the All-Star game anyway. Well, I get that. But the question is, if you look at the guy and you don't know he's in first, and you look at the guy pitch, would you consider him an All-Star? Because I would consider, from the eye test, that De Los Santos is a better pitcher than him. That's all I'm saying. Hot take? Maybe. I really think there was a moment last week I thought De Los Santos, and it was actually before the Cubs game. Clase gave up another home run or what. I don't know. I'll get off Clase, but I do think De Los Santos at one point should have gone in and maybe had a chance. Stefan gets a strikeout as the strikeouts keep coming here for the Guardians tonight against a bad offense. And there's one down here in the top of the 8th. Oh, anyways, I'm glad he's not going. So, 1 out, top 8, inside pitch to Waters, ball 1. Waters, not a great hitter, but none of these Kansas City hitters really are. Bunch of youngsters on this team. I'd like to see them actually compete for the division again. I think when Kansas City is a better team, I actually like the Kansas City fan base. I think they have a very good fan base. They have a huge rivalry also. My buddy is a St. Louis Cardinals fan, and I'll tell you right now, they have a, what do you call it? They have a huge rivalry, and the rivalry is even better if the Kansas City Royals are a better team. So, like to see at least Kansas City get above Detroit. The White Sox continue to blow my mind on how that team with some players just aren't better. 2-1 pitch from Stephan, swing and a miss, 95, blew it right past Waters. Pittsburgh, by the way, Hayes and McCutchen on the DL. Some big names going down like flies. Mike Trout, one of them. 2-2 pitch. That's a ground ball. Slowly to second. Underhand. I don't know what Jimenez was doing there. He underhand threw it from about 40 feet away instead of just tossing it sidearm to Naylor. But he ends up getting them. And we'll take it, I guess. Oh, what's up, Chris? You are welcome, sir. You are welcome, sir. Hey, appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. Friend of the channel. Everyone's a friend of the channel. Oh, man. It's been a good Friday night. Hope everybody's having a great Friday night. There's 2 outs in the 8th. It's been kind of a quick live stream with you all tonight. I don't know if, like I mentioned, maybe these two teams booked a 9:15 dinner reservation at the 9 downtown, and they got to get to it. But there's 2 outs in the top of the 8th. Oh, Chris, man, that's awesome. And I love my friends from the north. Chris, I don't know if you're a soccer fan at all, but a big USA-Canada soccer match coming up here. When is that? I think Sunday, maybe? So, yeah. That is fouled out of play. 2-1. 2-1, Stephan. Blue Jays and Mariners. Yeah, Mariners are, hey, my wife's a Mariners fan. I don't really hate the Mariners. I'm just a little disappointed they can't ever make the playoffs. I actually picked the Blue Jays to win the division this year, as there's a ground ball to Jimenez. This time he's going to decide to throw it overhand, and it is going to be a 1-2-3 inning for Stephan. We go bottom 8, 3-0 Guardians. But yeah, I picked the Toronto Blue Jays to win the AL East this year. I just didn't realize the Rays were going to get out to a hot start. I do think there's a backdoor chance, the way that the Blue Jays have been playing lately, that they actually could win the division. I think there's a better chance they take a wild card spot in the end. Chris, no, that's men's soccer. It's the Gold Cup, the CONCACAF Gold Cup, USA versus Canada. It's a quarterfinal match coming up. So yeah, Skip Bale is looking for a new co-host. Andy, man, if you could sign me up for that, I'd take it. I'd take it. Al, you just listed a bunch of excuses for me. No excuses, Al. I don't care if it's our pitchers or other pitchers. Time clock. I'd honestly say the only reason that's an issue is because for years, Major League pitchers have been boring the hitters to death. Like, that's the problem. If they stand there for a minute and a half, and they throw over, I mean, you're just going to get tired at the plate, so of course it's going to be down. But I'll say this. He's getting up a ton of home runs. A ton of home runs. No defensive catchers. Well, I don't think that really plays into Clase much. No shift. I'll give you no shift. I know pitching down all over. I know it's the big picture thing. But I still think, and you're not going to change my mind here, Al. But I do appreciate and always respect you that we can have these conversations. I still think if you look at the guy and tell me that he's an all-star, I would disagree. Because De Los Santos, in those same conditions, has been a much better pitcher. Again, I'm only talking about an eye test. The wheel thing, Chris, behind me, I do some giveaways if we get a lot of people in here in the live streams, so continue to keep joining. I need more people to start. But basically, I'll give away opportunities for some free bets that I'll place for you, like on a parlay. Like last year, I think I gave away a $50 free bet. So basically, what I do is I'll place the bet for you. If it wins, I'll send you the money via Venmo. There's a ground out to first by Rosario, a hot shot there, and there's one out here in the bottom of the 8th. But during our football live streams, Chris, our NFL streams, I give out, we spin the wheel at the start of the 4th quarter for each and every Browns game, and Monday and Thursday night football game. So, yeah. You mentioned your baseball teams, Chris, but do you have an NFL team, or are you strictly a CFL person? Bottom 8, 1 out, 96-mile-an-hour fastball to Jose Ramirez. Takes a ball on the outside corner. Dolphins. Oh, Chris, I wanted to be CFL sucks. I love it. Said the Canadian, might I add. I actually enjoy some of the CFL. I love the fact that you can get 1 point. I like you can get 1 point. I think it's without it being an extra, point. I like that rule. I think it's kind of cool. Ramirez is going to get a line drive to second base, and there's 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. Let me just, nobody changes your mind. Al, I disagree with that. My mind's been changed about Josh Naylor. But I'm telling you, I'm just saying, statistically, Clase is an all-star comparatively to the rest of the league. When I watch Clase over here on this TV, he's not an all-star if I throw out all the statistics. That's all I'm saying. Chris, I was going to say, you were about to be a good friend of mine, and you probably still will be. But my only thing is, and you're going to hate this about me, I hate Tua. I think he's one of the worst quarterbacks in the league. I think he's so bad, and I feel so sorry that you guys think he's going to be good. Naylor, little comebacker to the mound. That's a 1-2-3 inning. We go top 9, and we're going to see almost this game go less than 2 hours tonight. Guess who? Clase's coming in. And you know what? Now that I talk shit about Clase, I know you are, Al. I know you are. Now that I talk shit about Clase, though, he's going to come in, go 1-2-3, and I'm absolutely going to love it because I haven't seen it in forever. CFL's so weird and crazy game. Still don't understand the game, and yes, you're Canadian touch. Much kicking. Too much kicking. That's funny. I love it. If you guys are coming in, smash that like button. I wanted to hit at least 10 likes tonight. I probably won't, but it's okay. It's my first time back in a few weeks. We're at what is hopefully our last commercial break, so I did want to tell you guys about my schedule moving forward. Lots going on. Again, I am starting a new channel that is only based on soccer. There's the link there. Please subscribe. That's kicking off in about 7 to 10 days with the Women's World Cup predictions. It's a betting channel. It's all betting, but it's solely with soccer. And I'm telling you right now, if you don't bet soccer, you're losing a lot of money. Because it's not highly bet, the sports books don't do as good of a job handicapping those games. So I'm telling you, betting soccer is beneficial. That's coming out soon, but let's talk about moving forward with the Guardians live streams. Next Friday is my next telecast. I'll be doing the Guardians, hopefully the first place Guardians at that time, against the first place AL West Texas Rangers. I will then, the next following week, on the 17th and 18th of July, I'll be doing back-to-back games with the Pittsburgh Pirates. I will also, on the 21st, which is a Friday, I'll be doing the Women's World Cup first match in New Zealand on this channel. I'll do their second match on the 26th against the Netherlands. And then the 27th, 28th, and 29th of July, I will be doing the Guardians each day. That's the 27th, 28th, and 29th. So that kind of rounds out July. As we get closer to August, I'll let you know what we're doing. But I will tell you this. Book your calendars, August 3rd, Hall of Fame game, Cleveland Browns, New York Jets. Aaron Rodgers, Deshaun Watson, will we see them? Yes. Will they be on the field? No. He's horrible, but... oh, that's funny. Yeah, Chris. Dude, I just finished my next year worth of content. I did my content calendar, and it's going to live stream. Once football season starts, man, I do every Browns game, every Monday Night Football game, every Thursday Night Football game. So it's a lot of live streaming, and it's going to be a lot of good stuff. So here we go. Clase, the man I've been talking shit and how he's not a starter all night long. I hope he makes me eat my words and goes 1-2-3. I mean, this is the team that it's easy to go against here. He's got 9-1-2, and he starts off with a 98-mile fastball down and inside to Massey. Oh, you live in Victoria, Chris? I've been there many a times, man. I love Victoria. 1-0 or 1-0 count. That's a ground ball to Naylor, and that is going to be the first out here in the top of the ninth. So 2 pitches, 1 out. Love it. Yeah, I've been to Victoria so much, Chris. I used to work on cruise ships. I was a cruise director, and I did the Seattle to like Alaska run, but we always had to hit like an international port. But before we came to Seattle, so we docked in like Victoria from like 6 p.m. to like 11 p.m. I always got off. I had like enough time to hit a bar up and then jump back on the ship. That's up and inside. And did Clase hit Garcia? He did not. I mean, you can't get any closer than that. Garcia 0 for 3 here on the day, but everybody else pretty much is too. 1-0 pitch coming to Garcia from Clase. That's up high again. It looks like Clase's over pitching here. I did see the Blue Jays up 7-1. They're crushing it right now. Yeah, they look good. I'm telling you, that's a team I would be scared of to have right behind me. So I think Baltimore and the Rays, if they can't continue to be strong, is going to struggle. Clase 3-0 to Garcia. Come on, man. Come on. You just can't, like, all game, we've only had, I think, 1 base runner, or maybe 2, and you go 3-0 to this guy, and that's in there for a strike at 99 at the knees. I don't think Garcia was going to do anything but take that pitch. Come on, Clase. Al, I wish I knew how to do that, but I think that'd be a lot. And here we go. Clase walks. I've yet to see this guy go 1-2-3 in a game. I can't with this guy. An all-star reliever, an all-star save person would not walk a hitter in the top of the ninth, let alone Garcia from the Royals on 5 pitches. I mean, come on, man. This guy. So here's Witt, who's got some power, and that is down low, and it's 1-0 to Witt. So Civale, Stephan, everybody's been cruising this entire game. And now, if Clase can't get Witt out, they're going to have the tying run up to the plate. The 1-0. Swung on, grounded up the middle. That's a double play ball. There's 1. There's 2. That is ball game. Clase's still not an all-starter, but that is, let's go, baby. The Guardians won. I love it. Let's go. Chris, thank you, man. I'm a huge Indians fan. Let's go. We finally don't really have to sweat too much in the 9th inning. This game goes 1 hour and 53 minutes. Oh, my God. What is going on? It's a final score at Progressive Field. It was a great night of baseball. Oh, man. 3-0. And we are now 1 game out at the moment of the Minnesota Twins of the Central Division lead. Again, their game is at 0s in the bottom of the 4th inning. So, I'm going to go keep a keen eye on what's going on in the Twins game. I will be back tomorrow. Remember, we're live streaming our 4 best soccer bets of the weekend. That's at 11:15 a.m. Eastern Time on this channel tomorrow with myself and Ian, our friend from the UK. So join us for that then. Make sure to watch our free pick videos. Again, I think we're 80% here in the month of July. And we have the Astros tonight. They just took a 1-0 lead over the Seattle Mariners at the end of 3. So, I will see you tomorrow for Soccer Best Bets, and then I will see you next Friday live for the Guardians and the Rangers. Appreciate you all stopping in. Thanks, Chris. Good to see you. Love to have new friends of the channel. Have a great night. Enjoy the Guardians win, and I will see you next time.